my channel. If you are new here, I am Alicia Simone. Welcome. I'm really glad that you guys are here. Today, I'm going to be telling you all about my postpartum experience so far because we are almost a month in and I am shook. I'm just trying to figure out where the time went because I have a almost 1 month old. Like, what? I believe people when they said that the time flies, but I did not think that it was gonna fly this fast. It's crazy. But I just wanted to come and share my experience with you all with postpartum, just as I did with my pregnancy, because it is different for everyone. So some of these things you may be able to relate to and some maybe not. But if you feel that something is wrong, please go and see a medical professional. Go see your OBGYN, your midwife, even the ER if it's an emergency, because I would say personally that you taking care of yourself and your health and well-being is even more important than you taking care of your new baby, because if you're not taking care of yourself and your health is failing, you won't be able to care for that child properly. So make sure you prioritize yourself, prioritize self-care, stay in tune with your body as much as you can. I know that it's a lot going on with this new little person coming into your life and you just loving on them and caring for them, that sometimes you may forget about yourself. Trust me, I get it. Just remember that you taking care of yourself is super important for your child as well. So make sure you do that. I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm gonna get into this list. But before I do, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with a friend or someone who may find this useful. And yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing that I'm gonna cover is what a lot of people are concerned about, and that is the pain. I get a whole lot of questions about my pain level during delivery and after. So I will say this, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it hurts. It was more on the sore side, but it was like whenever I would go to move or definitely pee, it would hurt even more. Like I said, it was more like a soreness or a dull pain. It's definitely wearing off now. Like I can still feel it a little bit, but thankfully I did not tear. But the perineum, which is the space between your vagina and your anus, just because I did not tear does not mean that it's not gonna hurt. I could not imagine, God bless you if that was your experience, but yeah, it was definitely swollen. It was hard to touch, so I did not touch it. So what I did when I had to go and pee, I would use this magical little bottle that they call a peri bottle. They gave this to me at the hospital. I know that they sell some cute fancy ones on Amazon, but I just used the one from the hospital. It did what it needed to do. It gave what it needed to give, and I'm very thankful for it. So you just put warm water inside of here, and whenever you go to the restroom, you do your business, and then you put this not in there, but like right in front of your, vaginal area, and you squirt the water to clean yourself, to basically give yourself like a rinse, a really good rinse. And then I would take a tissue and pat dry. And I had to do that for about a week and a half before I was able to actually like wipe how I usually do. But it did what it needed to do. I felt clean in between me taking showers and stuff. As far as the pain goes, after I would use the peri bottle, I don't have my can, but I would use a can of Dermoplast, I believe that's how you pronounce it. But the hospital also provided me with that, and it's like a pain reliever spray. Whenever you spray it after you use the peri bottle and pat dry yourself, you spray it down there. Once again, not in there. Please do not put anything in there. It's an open wound. You don't want to, on a normal basis, you don't really want to put anything up in there, but please don't put any of this stuff like up in there. So yeah, I would use the dermoplast, spray it, just glaze it across there, and it would kind of give it like a semi-numbing feeling, kind of like a cooling feeling. That's the best way to describe it. So that was helpful with the pain, with dealing with the pain. So the other pain that I would feel is the back pain, and I'm thinking that it's due to me pushing on my back, and maybe it has something to do with the epidural as well, but that is going away too. My lower back was very sore after the epidural wore off. It felt like I got hit by a linebacker. I'm not even about to lie to you. It felt like I got ran over by a train. I was just hurting. It hurt to bend, it hurt to sit, it just hurt, okay? And what I would do for that is take hot showers and a warm compress. Also, I was prescribed with some pain relievers, so ibuprofen. And I honestly didn't take a whole lot of that. I have the bottle right here. As you can see, it's still pretty much full. I didn't take a whole lot of those. I just tried to deal with it as much as I could. So, like I said, that's wearing off, so starting to feel a little bit better. Other than that, my whole body was kind of just adjusting to just pushing a baby out, you know? So it felt like I just got through exercising, honestly. It felt like I went through the most rigorous workout that I had ever gone through in my life, and I kind of did. But that's what it felt like, how your body feels after a really intense workout. Just sore, basically all over. So yeah, I just was really trying my best to take it easy. And even now, like, even though I've already started like kind of incorporating some movement, like walks and some light yoga into my daily routine, I'm still trying to take it a little easy. I'm trying not to overdo it too much because you don't want to mess anything up, okay? So the bleeding at first, it was a lot. It was a lot. I wouldn't say that it's more than like a period though. Like, it really was like a heavy flow period. My apologies if any guys are watching this. I mean, honestly, no, I'm not apologizing, because I mean, this is what we go through. Why am I saying sorry? Anyway, but I would say that it was similar to a heavy flow menstrual cycle. And that lasted for about 3 weeks. I just stopped bleeding last week, and it's almost 4 weeks now. And the bleeding gets lighter as time goes on, just as your menstrual cycle does. But along with the bleeding, you will, or you may get some cramping, and that may intensify when you are breastfeeding, something that I did not know, because I was trying to figure out why every time I went to feed my baby, my stomach would start hurting even more. So come to find out, breastfeeding actually activates a chemical in your body that causes your uterus to contract even more. Because that is why you're feeling, or why you will feel those contractions or cramping. That's because your uterus is trying to get back down to its normal size, because it expands, so you will feel some cramping and discomfort. But if it's like too bad, or it's not easing up as time goes on, go and see your doctor, because something may be wrong. So what I did for the bleeding and the cramping, the pain that came with the cramping, I also would use pain reliever, but like I said, not a whole lot. I really wasn't taking a whole lot of ibuprofen or anything like that. I wanted to show you guys the pad that the hospital provided me with, or the pads that the hospital provided me with. These things are humongous. They are very large, but they covered everything, and honestly, that's what you need. I got me some big old drawers, some big underwear from Target, some briefs, and these fit perfectly inside of those. And this is what I used like the first couple of weeks. Afterwards, when the flow was like really heavy. And then afterwards, my friend Maya, she was such a sweetheart. She went to the store and got me some other kind of pads. And these I did not like so much, but I'm gonna tell you why. You may like them, so don't knock them just because they didn't work for me. And these are the Honey Pot Company Postpartum Organic Herbal Infused Pads with wings, and they have in them mint, lavender, and aloe. So the actual pad is infused with mint, aloe, and lavender. The reason I didn't like these is because when I put them on, it has like I guess a cooling effect, but it was a little bit too intense for me, to the point where it felt like it was burning. And I tried the Honey Pot Company regular pads that were infused with some, I think, aloe and mint and something else before, and I had that same experience. So maybe it's just me having a reaction to, you know, this kind of pad. But like I said, I can see how this could work for someone else. So don't knock it before you try it if you want to try it. But what did work, the Instant Ice Maxi Pads from Freedom Mom, and Maya also got these at the same time from Target. Shout out to Maya. And they're basically absorbent padsicles. This is what the box looks like. These are the goat. I'm gonna show you what the actual pad looks like. So this is what the packaging of each pad looks like. So basically you just fold it in half until you hear it pop, and then it's like the cooling, whatever is they put inside of it to cause the cooling effect and causes it to feel like ice, basically spreads across the pad after you fold it and pop it. And that lasts for about an hour and a half, which should be around the time that you're changing, you know, this pad or whatever. So yeah, this right here, the only thing about those is that they are a little bulky. I'm not even about to lie, they're hella bulky. So you may not want to like go out with one of those on, if you have on like some leggings or, you know, anything form-fitting, because you're gonna see it. So wear those around the house when you're lounging around, or if you want to wear them out, you know, probably wear some sweatpants or something like that, because yeah, it's not the thinnest pad, but it works. So get those. If I can suggest anything, get those. Okay, you'll thank me later. As you know, if you watched one of my pregnancy videos, I believe the second trimester video, I experienced some constipation. Well, I am glad and blessed to say that I have not experienced any constipation after having this baby. I am so grateful for that, because I was terrified of the first poop after having her, because I heard and read that it can be very traumatic. But thankfully, like I said before, I did not tear and I didn't experience any constipation. So I actually pooped before I even left the hospital, which my midwife was kind of surprised that I did, because a lot of people don't use it like until a few days after, and if they do use it, a lot of times they actually need some help. So my midwife actually prescribed me with a laxative, a light laxative, but I never had to use it, thankfully. So yeah, wasn't bad. I was grateful. Bowel movements are going just fine. Sorry if this is TMI, but you know, I'm just trying to let y'all know. Just trying to let y'all know what's going on. Night sweats. This one right here threw me all the way off. I went to sleep I woke up and was drenched in sweat. I normally don't sweat like that at night. So like I said, it threw me all the way off, but literally like the sheets would be soaked with sweat. And it did not smell the best. And this is actually something that I'm still dealing with. So yeah, it can be super embarrassing. So prepare yourself, but just remember that, you know, it's natural. It's a part of your hormones leaving your body. All the hormones that built up throughout pregnancy, they're leaving your body. It's your body adjusting to not having a baby in it anymore. Your body is just doing what it needs to do. So try not to be too embarrassed. Try not to let it get to you. Just try to push through this time because it won't last forever. But I am currently still experiencing night sweats and it really does bother me. So what I have started doing is taking a shower right before I go to bed. And if it gets to the point where it wakes me up, which it often does, I will go and take a quick shower in the middle of the night. And that has been helpful, but it hasn't stopped the night sweats. And of course, just making sure you're still wearing deodorant and staying fresh as you can, you know. But like I said, don't let it get to you because your body is just doing what it needs to do and releasing the things that it needs to release after it has done this amazing and beautiful thing. Also, make sure that it's not hot in your house, but also make sure it's not super cold because you still got to make sure it's at a decent temperature for your baby. So yeah, just try to adjust the temperature and figure out what is going to work best for you. Sore nipples and breast. I am breastfeeding and also pumping. So when we first started this, it was very painful. Part of it was because this is something that I've never done before. This is something my breast and my nipples have never done before. It was new. They needed time to adjust. But it was also due to the fact that baby girl, even though she did latch initially, like she had no problem with like finding the nipple and latching, it wasn't being done properly. So with her not latching on properly, it caused my nipples a lot of pain, like severe pain, to the point where I could barely touch them. It was bad. Like after the second or third day, my nipples were to the point where I could not even feed her with them at that point. Like I couldn't do it. So I did have to give her some formula. So once again, Target came through. I went and got another kit from Freedom Mom, and it is the breast care self-care kit. But what's inside is a 2-in-1 lactation massager. Why did I say massager like that? Massager. Anyway, it's a massager, and basically I haven't used this like a lot, but when I did use it, I could see how it would be helpful. And basically I just like moved it around my breast, and it has like a vibration effect. It's not anything crazy. It's just it just vibrates. Also inside is two sets of instant heat breast warmers, and it's 2 larger ones and then 2 smaller ones that you can, just like the pads, you basically fold them and then the heat spreads across the warmers. So you put them on your breast and that relieves the pain after about 10-15 minutes. So it's 2 sheets of breast mask for lactation, and these promote your milk supply. They promote a boost in your milk supply. And also it's 2 sheets of also included is 2 sheets of breast mask for hydration, and these help to renew the hydration in your nipples, in your areola area, because it can get dried and cracked and very, very painful. So I use the breast mask for hydration, and I will say that it has been helpful. So I don't know if I would recommend buying this whole kit. I don't know if they sell the warmers separately. but that's really the thing that I would use consistently is the warmers, or are the warmers. And if you don't have warmers, or if they're not sold separately, you can use a heating pad, I think, or a warm cloth, just anything warm to put on your breast to just relieve that pain. Also, they gave me lanolin cream at the hospital, and this is to put on your nipples, also for dried and cracked nipples, and to really help relieve some pain. And it is safe for babies, so you can put this on your nipples and then a little while after feed your baby without wiping it off or anything. It's perfectly safe, it's fine. So yeah, make sure whenever you, or before you leave the hospital, that you get a couple of these. Also, what I would suggest, if you don't like the lanolin cream for whatever reason, the Earth Mama Organics organic nipple butter, and this is what the packaging looks like. I got a 2-pack from Amazon, I believe for $15. I believe it was $15, but yeah, it's organic, also safe for baby. You don't have to worry about wiping it off or anything like that. I actually like the smell of it. It has like a earthy type, almost like a cocoa smell. But it does help. It does help with, you know, the dried and cracked nipples. So I would definitely suggest this as well if you would like to use this. And I think the most important part or piece to me figuring out my breast and nipple pain was taking a trip to the lactation consultant to figure out how exactly we needed to do this breastfeeding thing. Because like I said before, I was new at it, she was new at it, we were figuring it out. But we went and we had the best lactation consultant. I seen her one time in the hospital, but we went back to the hospital to see her again, and she was super duper sweet. And she took her time with the both of us, and she made sure that I understood what needed to be done, and she made sure the baby understood and that she got it down packed. And now we're good. I don't have any more pain when it comes to feeding her. The only time that I feel pain is when like my breasts get engorged, or I need to like really pump, or I need to feed her. So other than the breast pain, the leaking, listen, the leaking is not painful or anything like that, but it is annoying because you can be wearing something and next thing you know, you look down or you feel some wetness and your boob is just soaked, you know. And I noticed that this happens a lot, either if I hear her crying or if I'm feeding her on one boob, the other boob will start leaking. So what I have done to help with this issue, a problem, which really isn't a problem, but I've started using the disposable nursing pads, leak protection day or night, and I got the Target brand. This is not sponsored by Target, even though it could be. Target, holla at me. Yeah, so yeah, I just put these on the inside of either my shirt, dress, bra, you know, anything that I have on, and you know, I don't really have any problem with leakage. So I want to touch on something really quick in the middle of, you know, my list. I have been diagnosed with postpartum depression, but it's nothing to be alarmed of, because I am okay. I am very grateful for the doctors and the people that I have been connected to through this experience, because they have been very, very helpful in helping me understand what I'm experiencing and how to get through it. And I am currently on antidepressants. I am on Zoloft, but I will not be on them for very long. I'm believing it. So I'm just taking it day by day. I may talk about this more in a future video. I may not, I'm not sure, but currently I'm still going through it. So I don't think it would be helpful for me right now to get into full detail or, you know, anything like that. But just know that I'm okay. Know that this happens. But if you are experiencing this, you are not alone. And if you feel that you need help, which I highly suggest that you seek help if, you know, what some people call baby blues turns into what you feel like is something more. So I have also been experiencing a loss in appetite. So I know for a lot of people with breastfeeding, they get super hungry, and that wasn't the case for me, and it's still not the case for me. I've actually had a really hard time eating. I've had to force myself to eat almost, and it's been really frustrating, but you know, I guess it's just one of those things. I did talk to my midwife about it, and it does happen. So what I have been doing when I'm not able to eat something is drinking Ensure. And this is the one that I have been using specifically, Ensure Plus. And this has been my best friend, honestly, because it is still important for me to get the nutrition that my body needs for her, because my body is going to get the nutrition that it needs first, and then it gives it to her. So I still have to make sure that I'm putting inside of my body what she needs, because I gotta feed my baby, okay? So yeah, along with drinking Ensure, I have been drinking a gallon of water every day, just as I was attempting to do when I was pregnant, but it was kind of hard, but I was doing it. And also body armor, and this is the Super Hydration Body Armor Super Drink, and got these from Publix. Yeah, it just helps me to stay hydrated along with the water, so that I can keep it flowing. So I did end up contracting a UTI, a urinary tract infection, and that happens too. It's not cute. It's really not cute. It can be painful. Because I got an epidural, there was a catheter inserted to drain my bladder, which wasn't the best, but yeah, it happens, you know. So I did have to take antibiotics to get it cleared up, and I'm good now. So that's just another part of this whole thing. Don't be embarrassed. You're not dirty. Nothing crazy happened. You pushed a baby out of your vagina. Some things might go a little wacky. So lastly, I'm going to tell you guys about my little scare that I had a few days after giving birth to her. So I gave birth to her on a Sunday, and that Thursday night I passed out and was unresponsive for a while, and I had to be rushed to the ER. It was very scary because they thought initially that I had a stroke, because I had a really bad headache and I was having chest pains. And when I was being checked into the ER, my blood pressure was alarmingly high. So they immediately took me to the back to be checked. They took me to the stroke unit, and they did all of their tests and everything to make sure that I did not have a stroke, and thank God that that was not the case. But according to the doctor, it was a part of my hormonal changes, some stress, and yeah. I didn't know that hormones could do all that, but apparently they can, and that was very scary. So I just had to continue to take it easy and just monitor myself and how I was feeling. And thankfully, I have not felt, you know, how I felt that day or how I was feeling at all. I haven't had like a really bad headache or a really bad chest pain or feeling weak how I was that day. So yeah, thankfully it was not a stroke, thank God. So like I said, if you feel like something is wrong, please make sure you go and see a doctor or a medical professional. It takes many women 6 weeks to mostly recover from having a baby, but it can honestly take you months for your body and your mind to fully recover. So give yourself grace. Your body just did a major thing, and it needs time to recover. It needs time to bounce back. As far as weight goes, don't sweat it. I haven't even weighed myself after having her, I got up to 159. Initially, I was 124 pounds before I was pregnant with her. I got up to 159. I'm not tripping. I haven't weighed myself. I'll actually insert a picture of me like 3 days after having her, and then I'll insert a picture of me now. So eventually, probably in like 2 weeks, I'll start doing like actual workouts. But for right now, like I said before, I'm walking and I've started doing some light yoga because I'm not trying to do too much too fast, you know? I'm not in a super rush to get six-pack abs. I just want to make sure that I'm healthy. I want to make sure that my baby is healthy, and those are my concerns right now. That's pretty much all I have to share about my postpartum experience so far. I may have other things to add, and if something comes up, I'll record another video and share it with you all. But that's pretty much it. Hopefully the things that I shared with you guys were helpful. If it was helpful, make sure you like this video, comment. Any mommies, any new mommies, first-time moms, make sure you comment. Let me know your experience with postpartum, or if you're still pregnant, let me know what you are nervous about or excited about after having your baby. So yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.